Welcome into the Brooks Bench with your host, Brooke, aka Shiggy, and my co-host, Brooke,
So yeah,
and Megan.
what's up?
If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, follow us on all social media, and then join our link to our Discord in the description. It's come to an end, ladies. We're finally. This was the quickest season I think we've ever been a part of. I
You
feel
just
like
made
it
that
flew
sound
by.
like we were quitting the podcast.
Oh, sorry. I meant college basketball. Thanks for prefacing it. It is Saturday morning. You know, it's a little early, okay? But it's a championship preview. We're going to be going over South Carolina and UConn facing off in the championship. But before we get into that, let's just give our, brief reactions to last night. It was horrible. It was kind of boring. I was waiting for showdowns in both games, and we got duds. We got duds. South Carolina versus Texas. I understand Texas. Why? What happened? Madison Booker got in foul trouble early, and it kind of just sucked the wind out of Texas a little bit there. But in the beginning, they came out strong against South Carolina. It was very back and forth. They hopped out. Well, it was like a 10-2 lead or 10-4 lead in the 1st,
Mm-hmm.
and their defense was locking them down. And then the foul trouble came for Madison Booker. She had to sit out. They tried to bring her back in the second quarter, and she got that third foul, which was a bummer. It was one of those like not dumb fouls, but just like should have played better. But I mean, Jordan Lee off the bench for Texas played well, 16 points. She was actually their leading scorer. Madison Booker only had 11 points, so we have to take that into consideration. But South Carolina, what we've been waiting for them to do is hit that 3-point shot, baby. We said it. I mean, I know I did. If Tahina Pow comes out shooting her threes consistently, Tessa was in there. They shot 63% from the three. It has been a while since we've seen that stat line. That is what South Carolina need. They looked good. They looked in sync. This was one of their better games that we've seen in a while. But I mean, after last night, just the South Carolina Texas game before we move on to UConn UCLA, what were your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I think like you said, it was just disappointing that they weren't closer games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is Final Four. It's kind of what you expect
Yeah.
to see.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a little disappointing. But yeah, nice to see like Bree Hall. She had a way better game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Even Raven Johnson, she didn't really score, but I've just felt like she was just way more lively, active, like
Mm-hmm.
involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their starting guards just looked more involved, like their
Yeah.
usual selves
Mm-hmm.
that we haven't seen that much this season. So
Mm-hmm.
it was good to see Joyce Edwards pop off,
Yes.
you know.
It was due. This game was due for her.
Hmm.
Double double.
Yeah. So I'm glad to see it. But yeah, tough loss for Texas. I think
Yeah,
if Madison
disappointing.
Booker didn't get in that foul trouble, she would have helped Roy out a little more. Roy was trying, she just wasn't able to hit 4 for 12. But yeah,
What do you think, Brooke?
Um, I only watched the first half because I was at work. And then I had an event, so I had to go away from the TV, unfortunately. But the first half like had me nervous. I was like, wow, okay, this is gonna be a great game.
Yeah.
And Texas like had the upper hand, in my
Mhm.
opinion. They were a little bit more consistent. And then I came in the fourth quarter literally with like a minute left and was like,
Oh.
oh, I thought that was going to be a better game. So that was all I have for that one. But yeah, I mean, we've been saying it. Like once South Carolina's on, they're going to be on. And that was the first time probably all tournament that they looked actually on. So I guess right time to switch it on.
Hey,
But
peaking at the right time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how you got here. You got here. And
no,
you
literally, what you've done yesterday doesn't matter anymore, right? This is not
Yeah.
regular season. So,
And it's like, but I agree with you because like tomorrow, it could be a whole different day. You could be off again.
100%.
So
Yeah.
it's like,
well, they looked like they actually were having fun in this game too.
I was literally just going to say the exact same
Yeah.
thing. Like, even Dawn was having fun and like smiling and laughing and like she got on her all her jewelry. I think that was the that's the touch right there. But it's also the Final Four, so it's kind of like really what you've done even more so doesn't matter. It's what you do now. And you could definitely see finally that South Carolina team we've been talking about.
Yep. I agree with you. They shot really well. Like I said, 63% from the three, 50% from the field. And they just look comfortable. Like you guys said, they look like they're having fun. It didn't
Hmm.
look like they had so much pressure on themselves. Obviously, Texas jumped off to a hot start, but it's South Carolina when they responded, it wasn't like I don't know. Sometimes when I'm watching their games, like especially the Maryland and Indiana game, it feels like I'm stressed with them. But it was like, okay, no, we got this. Like it was very calm. They stepped into their shots. They outscored Texas in the paint 40-22, which I was surprised because I was really thinking Oldacre and Taylor Jones were gonna have good games against South Carolina, but yeah, good game. Not a good game for Texas, but good game for South Carolina. I know one of someone commented the exact amount of points South Carolina would beat Texas by, and it was amazing. And I was like, wow, congrats. I told him to predict the next game. Keep it going. Let's see if we can get it here.
Little Back to the Future moment. They went
I
ahead
know.
and got all the answers.
It was a little trip. And let's briefly talk about UConn versus UCLA. I think this was the most disappointing game because UCLA, where were you? Did you show up to the game? We're still trying to find you. Like, it's crazy. They literally got beat by 34 points. I'm pretty sure they said this was the first time a number one seed has been beaten by 30 plus points in a tournament. That's just insane. But I was trying to tell y'all, it's Lauren Betts and the supporting cast is not consistent. And the much slack that I think we've all agreed on that statement. The much slack we've got in the comments for that statement, it literally showed itself in this game. And people were like, do you watch UCLA? Yeah, I do. Do you? Because this is what I was worried about happening. Lauren Betts, 26 points. No one else scored in double digits. Two starters with 0 points. How are you supposed to win a game? You're not. But let's talk about UConn because UConn, my God, you look so good. It's crazy. AZ Fudd came in with 19 points, shot 3 for 5 from the three, and Sarah Strong, just magnificent. Just what? 4 for 6
Question:
from the
have they
three?
done Freshman of the Year award yet?
No. I don't
Because
think so.
it's got to be Sarah Strong.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Dominant.
I've been saying that for months now.
Yeah.
And wow.
I think we've all agreed on that sentiment. I know we had some like contenders here and there that had good performances, but yeah, Sarah Strong, amazing. 22 points. And a threat from three. A
And she's
board.
never even been to the Final Four.
No. And she's so calm and just like collected and just like, oh yeah, like I'm just here, just scoring. But I know Paige kind of started off a little rough, but like we said, even when Paige starts a little bit slow, there's still AZ Fudd and Sarah Strong. And AZ Fudd popped off in the first half. They just have each other's back. It's like I don't even know how to explain it, but they're just in sync right now. I mean, what did you guys see from that game?
Their defense, man, UConn's D they looked in sync. They were rotating very, very well because from the jump, they were doing this double team on Betts where whoever was the closest guard would drop in on her.
Mm-hmm.
And the rotation and getting back to the player on the wing was I thought it was just great. I just thought they were all on the same page. And I mean, usually if your defense is going that well, offense is just going to flow after that. So,
Yeah.
But I mean, I just had a feeling like, I think it was UCLA's first play. London Jones comes down and kind of, it looked like she just kind of like threw it to the UConn player. I said, wow, is this going to be one of those games?
It was one of those games.
And they pulled her right then.
They did.
Oh, man. Yeah. That was, it was rough to watch.
Yeah. What about you, Brooke?
I enjoyed it. The little that I watched. I am sad that UCLA like didn't pop off, but just like the coach said, like their young team, they're coming back. That was their first Final Four, so like not really shocked, to be honest. Like that's a whole different ball game. Plus, you're going up a very storied program.
Yeah.
Who that team specifically has also been pretty, I think the stat came out was like anytime Paige played, they made it to the Final Four or something like that. So, like that's the difference in just like, I guess, experience. But then also like UConn looked like they were just having fun. So like that was the common denominator for both teams of like, you just gotta have fun, and that was something that like you learn very late in your career, unfortunately, is like, if you have fun, you actually play way better.
Yeah.
But I wish UCLA would have popped off a little bit more. But once again, like, I'm not super shocked and super happy for UConn. I really would have been happy in any situation if UCLA or UConn would have went, but even more happy that UConn went from being a UConn fan like my whole life.
Yeah. I mean, it comes down to experience, like you said. UConn's been there a bajillion times. UCLA's first time. So the inexperience, oh man, they shot 25% from the three, UCLA. We knew the 3-point was going to be a struggle for them. They had 19 turnovers. UConn had 27 points off of turnovers. Just a lot of things were going wrong for UCLA. They just looked, and they didn't even look like they wanted to play the game. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, they looked miserable out there while UConn's over there laughing and hitting threes left and right and just, just having a ball. I was just like, man.
It's hard when things aren't going right for you, and then
it is.
It just compacts on itself. And I mean, you saw it. Like, I think who was it? Janiyah. She ended up getting a foul called, and you just see the frustration. And Kiki runs over to try to be like, "It's fine. Let's go. It's fine." And it's just like, whatever. I'm over. Like, it's just you just saw it decline, and they just weren't able to bounce back from it. It's hard.
It's hard, but that's something like you have to find like that reset mode. Like, I think even Asia Wilson talked about it in one of her games. Like, she had the bun or something, and then halfway through she switched to a ponytail because she was like, nothing's working and I needed to do something. Like, it literally takes those little moments. Like, it was retying your cleats or dumping the dirt out of your shoes or, something to where it was like, I don't care if you have to change real fast and completely reset like your whole jersey at halftime. Like, those little moments that is fun to watch in college because they don't know those things yet. And like, that's what makes it that amateur fun excitement of like, girl, get out of your head. Get out of your head. I know you're mad. We're all mad.
Yeah. But they're a team full of what, juniors mostly?
Yeah,
Kiki, Lauren,
the whole team, unless
they'll be back.
Unless the transfer portal doesn't hit UCLA
we don't know.
like it is to USC, but they're all coming back. And then you put in Lauren Bett's little sister.
Yes, which would be nice.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah. UCLA will be back. It was just a disappointing game for them. They're talented, but I mean, UConn, we've been saying before this, UConn is the team to beat. They look good. They look in sync. I don't think, and if a player misses a beat, someone else is right there stepping up, which is what you need. You need someone to pick you up. Not one person can do it, right? It's a team sport at the end of this, at the end of the day. But with all that said, UConn versus South Carolina, it'll be tomorrow, Sunday. I don't know.
It's also too early. Why is it at noon? I enjoy it, I'm not gonna lie, but like, let's do like a 2 p.m. if we want it like early.
Like a prime
time
slot?
The men aren't even playing tomorrow. They're playing on Monday.
Yeah, that is true.
And they're gonna have that prime time slot.
Hey, well, are we surprised? It's happened all year. So I'm not surprised. Well, we all know UConn and South Carolina played in the regular season. UConn did defeat South Carolina 87-58. And I will say, I mean, UConn popped off that game. AZ Fudd had a remarkable game. 28 points, 6 for 10 from the 3, 11 for 22 from the field. She had a remarkable game. This was one of those games. Paige Beckers had a double-double, 10 assists, 12 points. And then Sarah Strong, another double-double, 16 points, 13 rebounds. UConn was on fire this game. South Carolina, on the other hand, was not. Obviously, their bench, Joyce Edwards, Malaysia, they did fine. They do what they usually do. The starters, on the other hand, did not show up this game. South Carolina only shot 70% from the 3 and 37% from the field. And UConn, like I said, they shot lights out. The momentum was on their side. It was a great game by them. But with that said, with that in your back pocket, how are you feeling about this championship matchup? Because I don't know. My heartstrings are pulling me in different directions.
Yeah, what shirts are you going to wear tomorrow?
Well, I always got to ride with Dawn. What? Oh, yeah, Megan. Megan's like full diehard UConn all of a sudden.
I just feel like I don't know.
Megan wants Paige Beckers to win a championship and get a fairy tale.
Everything she's been through college, and like she hasn't been able to win one. And I know UConn's a dynasty. Like I know everyone's over it, but just let Paige get hers, and then we can go back to regular cheering for other teams.
Honestly, I'm fine with that statement. And it's like, if South Carolina plays like they did yesterday, that's the team I like. And that's the team I like to watch and be around. And not that like cocky team in the earlier stages of the tournament that like really almost lost every single game.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, same. I love Paige. And I like the story of UConn right now where it's like, unfortunately, they had that injury bug. They don't have the 5-6 all-star, all-American players like they've done in years past and like some of these other teams. So it's like the fact that that team has made it, like that's exciting. But then again, like South Carolina is just South Carolina and we love Dawn. We love Dawn so much. I would like to see UConn, to be honest, but like I'm not going to be mad if South Carolina wins. I'm going to be excited too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I won't be like upset either way. I just feel like I'm rooting more for you. I feel like UConn's going to be hard to beat though, because
if they play like they've been playing, 100%.
And I'm just saying, if they're hot from the three, it's going to be hard because South Carolina this team isn't the huge 3-point shooting team.
Yeah.
They're just not. And so if they're being consistent and UConn's hitting threes, come on, like that's going to give them the edge. And lately, UConn's been hot from the three, so it's just going to be tough. They're going to have to not play zone, play man, be all up in their face, and don't get beat off the dribble.
No, it's going to be hard. I think if the South Carolina that showed up last night shows up, on Sunday, it's going to be very close.
I'm just looking for a competitive game.
Yes,
give me a good championship, guys.
I agree. Not no Final Four matchups. I want we're holding our breath until it says 0.
Yeah.
Like that would be a great championship.
I'm down for a little overtime and
yeah, no, for
Meg's
real.
got the snacks ready.
But it comes down this is a great matchup. 2 experienced head coaches. Great. I mean, UConn's just on fire. Like we said, they're the team to beat. But how South Carolina played last night, I think that they're like, yes, like this is what we can do. We're back to where we're, where we need to be. And sometimes it takes that one game to get you back on track. We said that they know how to fight out and have those gritty wins like they did against Indiana and Maryland. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like it was in the regular season. I mean, Dawn has too much experience. Gino has too much experience. Like it's gonna be a coaching battle. South Carolina's depth is obviously gonna help, especially if UConn gets in foul trouble for them. I mean, they have some pieces off the bench, right? KK Arnold, Ashlyn Shade, but I feel like South Carolina's depth and rotation, I feel like is a positive factor for them that is gonna help them. But you guys are right. Like, if South Carolina can hit their threes, we know they don't shoot a lot of them, but if they can, have that 50-60% from the 3, they can hang with UConn. I will say Dawn is 3-0 in the championship, guys, so keep that in mind, okay? But yeah, guys, I don't know. I think it's going to be a competitive game. Obviously, in my tournament bracket, I had South Carolina winning. You two are leaning UConn for the Paige Beckers storyline. I also love Paige Beckers, which I will not be mad if she wins. It would be a great storyline. Woo, Cinderella story. But when you're watching the game, like you say things, but you're always leaning towards another team, right? And that will always be South Carolina.
Which is crazy.
Towards one team. Yeah.
Because we've been following Paige since she was in high school.
Oh my God, I know.
So the fact that you're switching up a little low key right now, wow.
No, I said I would be happy if she won. But there's
but Jersey down behind you.
Oh my God. Yeah. But when you're watching a game and you guys all do it, you might not even have a stake in the game, but during the game you're like, oh,
you just start cheering for a team. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't like playing fantasy anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm like rooting against the Aces for like a player I have on the other team.
For real. I feel that.
I don't like it.
I feel
Shoot your damn shots.
But I mean, it's going to be a competitive game. If they both play their strengths, it'll be down to the buzzer. But I mean, hey, all we're hoping for is a competitive, fun, healthy, injury-free game. Okay? To end off the craziest March Madness. No, I'm just lying. To end off a wild, I would say a wild college season, unpredictable college season.
Yeah.
It was fun, guys. It was a fun run with college. We'll be segueing.
Like always.
I know. You know, I did miss the W fans, though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Dude, I miss the W in general because like this is gonna be a fun year. We're gonna be at a lot of the games. Fun. A lot of the Valkyries games.
Yes.
Live reporting. We can do our chase reveal. We haven't done a stadium reveal in a while because we haven't gone to anything.
Yes. It'll be fun. A lot of content around the Valkyries I would expect. So hopefully you guys, like the Valkyries. I know they're probably not going to be that good, but
also the draft is like what, next Friday?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Is it
the
2 weeks?
14th? I think it's the 14th.
Dude, that's next weekend.
No, it's Monday. On the Monday. Yeah,
it's the Monday after next weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's less than a week or less than 2 weeks.
It's going to be fun. So we'll segue into that. We'll segue back into fantasy basketball. More information on that will be coming. I know people are hitting me up. It'll be coming. The college has been crazy. Okay, it's been consuming.
They're already fiending to beat us.
I know. So stay tuned for that information. If you want to join our Discord, I update that. That's usually where I update. It's the easiest place. So join that if you want more information on fantasy women's basketball. And
it's free.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah, it's for fun.
Yeah,
it's actually for bragging rights.
For bragging rights.
It's for bragging rights.
So we can talk trash on social media.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let us know who you guys think will win the championship. And yeah, it's been fun. It's a great college season, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.